Hey, 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 this is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yes. How you doing? Huh? You doing good? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Who, me? Honey, I'm doing two videos in one day, so Auntie is tired. Yeah, this might be another one picture video. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to be consistent in whether it's a content that I'm putting out. And it's not lazy content. It's that when I tell y'all editing, putting them pictures in there, it's a bitch sometimes. It takes me like 3 hours sometimes. So I have some changes that are happening in my life. Hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And if that change happens, like I know it's gonna happen, there will be no more multiple pictures. I'm sorry. I can only do one picture, maybe two. I might flip them back. Like I saw somebody who might just do like 2 or 3 pictures, but I cannot edit them and let it match every scene. It's just difficult. But I will have the audio, the key keys and the voices. That's going to be definitely there. I think I can squeeze that in. But I'm really looking forward to a lot of things that are happening in my life in the real world, outside of this microphone. And editing takes a lot of time. It's editing. I used to hear people talk about that shit all the time about how editing is real hard. Like doing the content is easy, but when you have to sit back and do a lot of editing and cutting out and listening and stuff, it takes a whole lot of time away from what you really need to be doing, whether it's cleaning your house, honey, or cooking a damn dinner, or going out on a date with your boo, or going out with friends, because you do have a life behind the microphone. So but this is part of my life, but I have to tweak it. So I can understand if you choose to step away as a subscriber or as a rascal. I'm still gonna love you and miss you. Just come back when I do my year in about a couple weeks. Come on the camera and say hey, and I will still love you. But I understand, because if I have to still do that, then I might have to step back from the mic and go away for a little bit, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just do the excuse me if you hear a lot of noise. um I just have to just do the audio because that's why I initially did this, to do audio only, and just maybe 3 pictures just to alternate the 3 best singing pictures out of the show, and we'll have a good time like that. All right. I know a lot of y'all are okay with it, but I know a couple y'all spoil as fuck. Y'all like to see it. But if you saw the show, then you already know what to look for. So I'm gonna try my best to keep my language, not describing what I see on the scene. If I'm gonna try to, because that's my thing. I'm continuity and production and blocking. I know all of that. So I'm gonna try my best to not be so descriptive about stuff. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And like I said, what I have going on in my life out behind this microphone, honey, if I start doing that, I won't have any time to do any editing. The only thing that I can do would be talking and putting up a few pictures and uploading the shit, So it's not shit, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I talk like. So anyway, yeah, that's what I have come to that conclusion. I have. I definitely have. But anyway, it's good to just be here, and it's good to have a good time. And I'm glad that y'all are still here with me. We gaining new subscribers. We have people who are talking. I ain't never seen y'all before. So I'm happy that y'all are talking, and I haven't said in a long time. But I want y'all to know that y'all words do matter over here, because I do respond. I definitely do respond when I had the time. But I definitely do. It's not just you saying stuff and I don't say anything. I do respond. I do try. So yeah. Hopefully, y'all understand that, since y'all was asking me how I was doing. And then springtime is a busy season for me when it comes to shows and things that I have to do. My birthday is coming up. Like I have some things that are going on with both my children, and I have to really focus on making sure that they're good. So yeah. But some great things are happening. Don't think anything is bad. It's great, but I have to really make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for my babies, and for me. So yeah, hopefully you understand. If you don't, love ya anyway. All right, we are here. Like I said in my last video, in order for me to match, let me make sure this damn TV don't play before I start talking. Okay, yeah. For me to match what episode that I'm watching, this video right here is on episode number 26, season 2, Beyond the Gates, which was Friday's episode. So I haven't seen it. I thought I saw a thumbnail of Isaiah and Eva talking, But that's all I saw. I ain't seen nothing else. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Friday's episode. Because Thursday, baby, was great for me. I really enjoyed every minute of it. Every minute of it. So yeah, it's gonna be episode number 26. Because when they did that extra episode, it kind of threw me off. So I'm trying to match what I see on the screen. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Hopefully, y'all are doing great like I am. In 5, 8, 4, 3, 2. All right, we open up at the country club and we see Eva and Leslie having dinner. Looks like it because they are dressed very elegante. And Leslie looks pretty. I'm loving the crinkle hair. See, I'm trying not to do that. I love her hairstyle. Y'all saw the show, so I'm not going. I ain't gonna hold back. If you saw it, if you don't remember, rewind it yourself and go back and look at it. But I love her fuller, crinkly style this year. It looks really good. So, what is Eva talking about? The special looks good. I didn't know this place knew how to fry. She know the place know how to fry food, girl. Eva. Well, if you can call pan seared fried, Leslie said. And you can special order anything you want. When I tell you this bitch is doing some major fucking spending, she's gonna be broke by the time this season is over with. She got to be. Because I have a feeling she don't have an accountant to help hold her accountable for her spending. She act like she got all the money in the world. But somebody said, was it Joey? Joey says that she does a lot of big spending. And Bill. Bill said that. So Eva was like, really? I can order anything I want on this damn menu, mama? Eva, have I not taught you nothing? She said, well, fried chicken it is then. So she will eat some fried chicken at the country club. And what is Leslie talking about? Has she not taught her nothing? Girl, y'all just became rich within the last 3 or 4 months. You know, Ted would really enjoy the special for tonight. It's heart healthy with a teeny bit of grease. Why the fuck are we talking about Ted? You want Eva to invite him over for dinner? No, because he's busy fussing with Shanice. I knew it. Maybe you should call your papa and invite him down here to join us. He already has plans with Shanice. Mom, if you're about to pop off on another rant, please spare me, okay? The only reason why I told you that dad was dating so that you could take the hint and move on yourself and not so that you be so obsessed over that shit. I hate that you keep telling your mammy, stop telling her shit. Then she won't be so obsessed. Stop telling. God dog. Hey, I am the least bit concerned about Ted and Gossip Nurse. Mama. Fine. Shanice. I'm not worried about her because she's observant. Doesn't miss a trick. Remember how she caught on when I was trying to sneak a few forbidden Christmas decorations into Peaches' hospital room? It was an entire Christmas tree, Mama, with tinsels and lights. But go off, sis. Whatever. Because she knows that, like she said, Shanice is very attentive. She notices everything in the room. That's her character. Everything. Her eyes is always moving. Anyway, Ted is not ready to be dating again. How the fuck you gonna tell him he ain't ready? She right, but it's regarding the code. Girl, you fucking Marcel. Oh, she's so selfish. I mean, he's just rebounding, girl, hard. And someone as eagle-eyed as Shanice is bound to catch on to the red flags. And as they said, red flags, they show her holding her whole nasty ass lace panties in her hand. We're at the hotel and Shanice is holding on to the panties with the tissue. Thank God. So she's standing there looking at Ted like, well, I have no idea how those were stuck in my sofa cushions. You have been living in this hotel suite for months, honey. So unless you have some type of woman's lingerie fetish that I'm not aware of, honey. No, I don't, he says. Those are not mine. Really, Ted? You had to tell her that those panties weren't yours. I think he would be real cute at them, don't y'all, girls? So she said, well, if that's the case, there's only one explanation of them being here. That makes sense to me. He says, I hate to admit that shit, but you're right. He was like, he said, they got to be Dana. She says, those there are Nicole's, aren't they? Shanice, girl, why is you so insecure? You're so pretty. Get the bop bop. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh my God. We see Chelsea. I guess she rented a hotel room for her and Madison. Madison looks gorgeous. Chelsea's dress now, it's PVC. It's like the plastic type of PVC with hearts dangling all over. Girl, what you got on, girl? I bet you that thing is about $1,000 for that damn PVC dress. Is it PVC? Yeah, PVC. And so she tells Madison, "Wow, absolutely stunning." So you hear some sexy music going on in the background. Oh, Madison's like, "Girl, I didn't know what to wear. Did I overdress? You didn't say why you wanted me to come here." So we could see that the hotel is like doors slightly open, so you can see you can see like rose petals on the floor. Is this the only hotel that they have there? Because it seemed like Leslie stays there, Ted stays there, Eva was there, Chelsea rents out a room. Is this the same hotel that Naomi was at and what's her name? Kat was at? Is this the same? No, it ain't the same, Shar. She was like, "Well, see for yourself." So she comes in and they have, wow, it's gorgeous. Oh my god, it's red candles. It has a box of those forever roses. Rose petals, that is so gorgeous. I love it. I want me a box of those forever roses boxes. I think those last for over a year. If you have an order of those forever roses, let me know how they last cuz I want the royal blue kind. If you got a hookup, hook me up. But I want the royal blue kind. So let me know if you've ever tried those forever rose boxes cuz they seem to last a long time. I think those are the same ones. Happy Valentine's Day. I mean, a little early, but I know we'll be super busy getting you ready to move to Copenhagen. And I didn't want our first Valentine's Day together to fall through the cracks. So, this is weird because the last conversation we had with them was at the Bird Cafe. And um, I thought that they were going to have a conversation. Well, they had a conversation about her not going. Okay. So maybe that she said we're going to get her ready and make sure that she was okay going to Copenhagen. So maybe they did have the conversation about Madison going alone and her staying. Okay, all right. It just didn't complete, but I guess this will show that I guess they did have a conversation. So, this is me, not so subtly, showing you that we can find ways to make every dream we make and that we have for our relationship and our future comes true. We just have to be willing to be flexible and a little creative. That's what we did. I mean, although me and Sir we met during the pandemic, at one point he caught COVID. He caught COVID. I almost said his name. Was real close. Although me and Sir almost said his name, but anyway. But we had to be creative, so I had to check up on him. So was when Skype was around. I don't think we have Skype even anymore, and we Skyped every time, all the time. We was fell asleep on Skype. Skype was our best friend whenever he had caught COVID. The first time he caught it, he was part of that group that couldn't smell, and that baby cried. It was like it was weird to put a whole bottle of bleach to your nose and not smell anything. That was scary to him. So finally he got it back. But I think that still he has a little bit of issues with they call it long lasting COVID or long term COVID or something like that. Anybody else caught that? I haven't caught it yet. I don't know if I did. I was sick like right prior to it happening, and I was sick like having fluid in my chest. But at that time, it was like in January 2020. They didn't really know what it was until March. So I was sick, and the test that the doctors gave me back then, it was like flu. I didn't have the flu, and I didn't have like a 24-hour bug. They said that they didn't know what it was. So I think that I had it then. But I don't think I have had it. I mean, I taste everything and I smell everything. So, but he's had it 3 times. I think he's had it 3 times. So yeah. How about you guys? Have you ever had the vid? Please don't mention the word in there. You can say COV or something like that. That'll be fine. Because if you put that whole term in the comments, they might block your comment and I might not see it. So just put, you could put Pandora. Do that or panorama. Do something like that. Make it pretty. Make it creative, but don't put the actual name of that down because it can block your things. Okay, back to the show. Oh, Madison told her that she loves it when she's not being subtle because she's just trying to be creative. Yeah. Okay, so we see Isaiah is at Uptown, and Danny got this old fire ass zebra damn pantsuit on, baby. It's so beautiful. So she comes in and she says, "Ah, there's our star." He was like, "Hey, oh, hey, thank you for making the time." "Oh, no problem at all," Danny says. "We're talking about spinning your life into a whole new direction, honey." For that, I'm happy to answer all of the questions that you might have about what's it like to be the newest, hottest model on the fucking scene. The travel, the perks, and most importantly, baby, the monyon, the paycheck, baby. He was like, "Well, that all sounds pretty sweet." His beard is kind of coming in. All right, I see you. I see you. She says, "Of course, there are some downsides. I have to be very open with you about that. But if you choose to sign with us, you would have the advantage of two highly experienced agents, Pamela and me." Speaking of agents, I'm so lucky and blessed to be working with my talent agents. I have to have an official phone call with them on Monday. I'm really nervous, but I'm excited about, what they're going to talk to me about and everything. So if you don't know, if you're new, I am an actress. I do stage. I've been working on stage for 15 years. So now I'm trying to pivot into TV and film. So I have an audition coming up in a couple of weeks, and I have been picked up by a talent agent. So I have to talk with them on Monday because it's been busy, snowy stuff, and so they finally calmed down to have a phone call with me. So I'm excited about talking with them. So picking a good agent is always very, necessary if you're trying to move into this realm. Hopefully, Isaiah will do the right thing. We will definitely steer you out of any pitfalls and keep you out of trouble, Danny said. "I don't have any questions for you, Danny. I'm ready to give you my answer right now." So, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, it looks like his beard is not really like a bird. It looks like it was sprayed on. Oh, so we are at the little palace and we see Pammy and Dre is there. So she gets there. And so he was like, "Danny's not here," Andre tells Pam. She was like, "Oh, I am aware. She's out there meeting with Isaiah Hawthorne, hopefully convincing him to sign with our new agency. His look is so in demand right now." Andre say, "Well, I would say your chances are pretty good." He says, "But I'm not objective because Danny can just about talk my ass into just about anything." Actually, Andre, I'm here to chat with you. What you there to talk about Bill, girl, or try to get him to model, or be their photographer? What you there for, girl?" He says, "About what?" She's played on her bang. "I got a call today from Tatum Stewart." "Huh," he says. "Sound familiar?" she says. He said, "Yeah, yeah, I know the name." "She's a fashion designer," he says, "right? I mean, so what they got to do with me?" She says, "Look at that face. So innocent. I know exactly what you're doing, Andre Richardson. And I think it's genius." Lord, we're at the Bird Cafe. Derek is there. Ashley shows up. He sees her. They're very uncomfortable. He says, "Let me guess, you're picking up from Done Cooking." Done cooking? Oh, I get that, but boom, boom. I get that. Done cooking. You get it, guys? She's like, "Yeah, I'm guilty as charged. I'm waiting on my order to be ready." Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I think they're backed up. I think, you getting the French dip?" "Of course," she says. "Mac and cheese for you." He was like, "Oh, yeah, you bet. We are not going to go through the small talk. Derek, you owe her in the pot." Well, they've already talked. I guess he's going to tell her that he's going to probably go into maybe being an EMT or something like that. He's going to pivot. Of course, he has no other choice but to pivot his career. But he's going to tell her what he's decided to do. She asks him, "How is he doing?" He says, "Better." She needs to give him a damn pep talk. She's like, "Pep talk? Really?" He was like, "Well, more of a tongue lashing, but it helped." Yeah, that's what she needs to do. So he's so stupid. He's like, "Well, my food's not ready. We can sit here and eat together if you like. I can tell you about some of the career opportunities." She don't want to have no dinner with you because that's going to offer confusion. She don't want to eat with you. She's like, "I'm sorry, Derek. It's going to have to be some other time. I have plans for tonight." Of course she does. Damn, don't you not get the damn hint? And then he asks her, "With your mom tonight?" You see how she's looking? She got low cut blouse on. She gonna answer him like a fucking fool. She says no. "So you're getting together with Grayson again?" She said, "Look, right now, I don't feel fucking comfortable in talking to you about this shit. especially what the fuck you did at Orphe Jean. Was it Orphe Jeans? He was kind of fool. Was it Orphe Jean? Oh yeah, then no, he cut a fool at the hospital. That was worse. Worse at the hospital. Orphan Jesus was all right, but at the hospital was worse, girl. Right? She mentioned it. She said, "And getting in his fucking face like that at the hospital." Yeah, yeah, that was cool. I mean, that wasn't cool at all, Ash. Yeah, I mean, you can relax. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna show up at your place tonight. Yes, you fucking would. You crazy mother. Here she go talking like a little mommy, or do anything to disrupt our evening, right, little Derek? He was like what? She's like, I don't know. She always talk to him like he's a little kid. She's like, I don't know. Whatever you did was already bad enough. I ain't giving you no more fucking ideas. Oh, come on, Ash. We're friends, okay? I'm not gonna fuck with you like that, you know? I ain't gonna do that. She said, I don't trust your ass on that, and you ain't really made it that easy lately either. So that's it, honey. He's clearly has a still these stars in his eyes for her. He need to go on and move on to Mama Sita. She was pretty. It's kind of wild to be offered an opportunity like the one you're laying out for me. We're back at Uptown, and this is Isaiah letting down Danny pretty much about this modeling thing. And I hope that she talks him into it. Please, modeling gods, let her lay it on him so he can just change his mind. He says, especially at this point in my life, I need something like that. She said, better grab while the grabbing's good, baby. He says, I did give your offer a lot of thought, but I just started my academic advisor gig at Banneker, and she was like, well, that should be a pretty easy exit then, but I don't want to exit. It may not be runway status, but I have lots of ideas and plans, and I'm excited to see them through. And plus, it'll be really disrespectful of me to just jet in the middle of the semester. The job market is pretty tough for college grads right now, and yeah, that is true, baby, because I'm trying to. My son will definitely be graduating in a couple of months, and I saw a couple of internships for him. But damn, it's tough. It's tough as fuck. He says he can't leave his seniors hanging. He says, with all due respect, I'm gonna say no. She says, I can't say that I'm not disappointed. He says, sorry. Can I ask you something? He says, sure. How much did Eva have to do with your decision? So, why are you flying solo tonight, my little birdie? We're back at the country club. That's what Leslie is asking Eva. And what's that man of yours up to? Eva's like, oh, he has something else going on. We're gonna meet up later. She does the hair flip and looking at her mama. What? I mean, spit it out. Nothing. I mean, you didn't come at me like you usually do when I say when I say Isaiah is your main. So, I mean, no lecture about how it's not that serious because we're just friends with benefit, mama. Well, as a matter of fact, Isaiah and I had a talk the other night, and it turns out that neither of us is interested in playing the field right now. So he's officially your man. Yeah, I guess. That is wonderful, sweetie. Ha! All this time, I was pressuring you to get it locked down before Valentine's Day, and you already had the whole thing handled. Yes, girl. I didn't handle anybody, mama, but myself. Do tell. Good damn Leslie. Well, in the back of my mind, that I was nervous that Isaiah would start listening to all the garbage Cat lays out and the whole relationship would be chalked. Then that made me jump to conclusions and get defensive with him. I almost blew the whole damn thing. Sweetie, you are beautiful. You are brilliant. And you are truly a joy to be around. Unlike that sister, the sourpuss. And there's never any reason for you to feel insecure. Well, getting rejected by Tomas wasn't exactly an ego booster, mama. Well, I'm sure that not so Rico Suave regrets his foolishness by now. I don't know about that, but honestly, I can't even be mad at him. You can't? Leslie says. Well, I can. I mean, think about it though. Tomas is the one who helped me see that it was time to get real with Isaiah. Well, it's good to hear that for recently that lump Tomas did something useful in his life. Yeah, I mean, I don't never really agree with Leslie, but He's been all right these last couple of weeks. He gonna fuck it up, I'm sure, soon, but he's been all right. He's been all right. And I do hope that you understand that your mama was right. Eva rolls her eyes. Baby, you got to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic that's inside your heart. Believe all these things, not because I told you to. Just believe in yourself. Where that from, y'all? Like I believe in you. Okay, I can't sing it loud like I want to because it's nighttime. Doing two videos in one day. Woo-wee. But yeah, you gotta believe in yourself, baby, please. And everything flows when you do, right? If you can believe that you deserve good things, then you can get busy making them happen. So Shanice is still pissed. I can't believe you admitting this shit. We're back at the hotel. You admitting this shit that this butt floss could be Leslie's? Ew. He says, before you get all twisted, honey, because she's finna leave. I'm saying that Dana must have planted those for you to find, which yeah, you right. Dana hates the fact that you and I are dating. She made that clear to the both of us. This is the exact shit that she will pull to cause trouble and give you the wrong idea. He was like, but speaking of fucking wrong ideas, why the fuck would make you think that these could be Nicole's? She said, because of the way you looked at her tonight. I didn't see that he wanted to be with her. He looked like he was more concerned or just in shock of how she was dressed. So he was like, the Nicole I saw, that wasn't the same Nicole. So I've been knowing her for over 20 years. I know her. So that's why he was looking the way he was looking. It's not that he wanted her. He's just concerned about her. He knows about, Anita, because he had to go over there, get her, some fluids, the divorce, this whole Leslie bullshit, with Chelsea, with the kid. It was a lot the family has gone through. A lot. Her finding out her son killed someone and they kept it as a secret. Nicole, I don't think Nicole has ever dealt with this shit. And now she's trying to become this whole different person, becoming Nicole. And it's different. He ain't never seen that shit before. He's never seen her act like that before. He was like, I don't understand. I mean, you think that somehow Nicole had time to rendezvous with me in between dates with Carlton and Kyle? I mean, you got to really think about it, Shanice. It's like, but yeah, it's a fresh divorce, and he went through his shit, and you helped him get through it. But now you trying to get through it. Come on, girl. She's feeling guilty, but she doesn't have to. She does not have to feel guilty. You see, Nicole is out there. You know who she's kicking it with. He's there with you. If you just be locked in the moment, don't think about what's going on around, then you'll see the picture. No, well maybe she says, okay, well yeah, but only because you seem so surprised and unhappy that Nicole was with Kyle, which in my mind made sense if you actually thought that you and Nicole were getting back together. He says, Shanice, if anything like that was going on between me and Nicole, I would have never asked you out in the first place. She said, well, honey, you ain't the first guy that I dated who still had a burning desire for his ex. She said, which honestly, that part I can definitely understand. She said, Nicole was the love of your life. He says, but the marriage is over. Nicole and I have moved on. Dana's the one who can't seem to do that. He says, I'll put money on that shit. She's the one who stuffed the underwear in my sofa cushions. She says, well, have you let her in recently? He said, no, I ain't let that bitch in here. She said, well, how the fuck could she get in here? He said, bribery, because she got money. I wouldn't put it past her to bribe some employee or make up some crazy ass story about how she needed to get in here. Just like how she got past you at the hospital pretending to be the new nurse on the floor. So they know about that when she was the new nurse. Okay. So they did, but they never talked about that, right? They never talked about her being the new nurse on the floor. Y'all, okay, now I don't like that part of the script. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. I know that there was video, but they couldn't prove that that was her on the video, right? Please put that in the comment, y'all. In the comments, y'all. I don't remember them linking her as being the nurse, the new nurse, because Leslie had a whole conversation with Shanice with that wig on. But I don't remember them. They thought it was her, but they couldn't prove it was her. Okay, y'all are confusing me with that line. She says, "Don't remind me of that episode. That was a bad episode." She said, "I still feel bad about it." Yeah, that was a bad episode, girl. I swear to you, when I see her ass, I'm gonna give her hell. This is absolutely unacceptable. No, move the fuck out. Don't tell her that you moved. Andre, give your uncle your damn bachelor pad, and don't tell her that you moved. So when she try to get in there again, guess what? Your ass is gone. So he said, "Look, you know what? Let's not give her the satisfaction of ruining our damn night, okay?" She says she's gonna leave. He was like, "Shanice, come on." She said, "No, no, no. It's not even about the underwear." She says, "I believe you about that part. It ain't about that." She says, "But the vibe was off between us even before then." He says, "I wish I could make you understand." She said, "Ted, stop." She says, "I saw what I saw. And as much as I like you, I never want to feel like I'm someone's consolation prize." Because he did, like I said, he's always talking about how beautiful she is. Always. I mean, she is. She is. She's very, very beautiful. But it makes you wonder, does he say that because na to Nicole? You know what I'm saying? So I know that even you are friends. We're back at Uptown, and Isaiah tells Danny that she's not just my friend, honey. She my boo. She my girlfriend. It's no secret that Eva and her mother have their own history with my family. I hope that she's not discouraging you from taking this opportunity simply because it's coming from a Dupree. He says, besides her reminding me of how much she dig my looks, I mean, Eva really didn't weigh in. He says, "It's my decision." And she says, "And you're turning it down." It's probably hard for somebody like you to understand while I do that. Somebody like me, Danny said, he was like, "Well, maybe I should just come at you on a real tip. All right. Facts are, it wasn't easy for me to get to where I'm at right now. I mean, there's a whole lot of alternate universes out there in which I messed up just as bad as people thought I did, and not that I would. So for the time being, I'm good with appreciating, what I got and helping the kids I work with find the same kind of satisfaction." She says, "Surprising though it may be, I do understand. You're practicing what you preach to to the kids you counsel, showing them the importance of you following your truth so that you can get the life you really want." She says, "They're so lucky to have you." He says, "Thank you." He says, "I hope that eventually that means that you'll be willing to speak to the occasional student who's interested in fashion." Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, Isaiah. She says, "Of course. And, for whatever reason, circumstances change and you want to reconsider, the offer still stands." That bitch slipped that hand into that purse and walked. Bitch, you better walk, girl. I tell you. So we're back at the little palace and we see Pamela talking to Andre and Timon. "Oh, you make a splendid martini, Andre, but a less splendid subterfuge artist." He said, "Huh, you think I'm hiding something, huh?" She says, "Tell me how you arranged to meet with Tatum in New York." He said he ain't arranged shit. They just ran into each other in the street. "Please," she says. He said, "I swear I'm telling you the truth." He says, "We're old friends. It's been a minute since he hung out with Tatum, so they went to go get some coffee." Keep talking, Andre. Who was Tatum? He continues and says that Tatum already knew about him and Danny's wedding since they took that picture in Vegas. He told Tatum when the subject of modeling came up, he told her that Danny would be open again to it. The modeling thing, of course. "You are the best husband," Pammy says. He says, "Well, it's not like it was a hard sale or anything." Danny is the perfect fit for Tatum's new line. I'm hoping that this will keep Danny real busy so she won't be all up home worried about damn Bill when he goes to the hospital, whenever that'll be. He says, "But we both know how Danny will react if she ever found out if that it was his idea to start with." To get Andre and them damn eyeballs. "Oh, that stubborn Dupree pride," she says. "Danny has it in Spain. She would spit nails if she thought that anybody was pulling strings on her behalf." He was like, "Look, that was nowhere near that. I barely floated the idea at all. Tatum was right there with it." He said, "But I did tell her she would probably have better luck if she kept my name out of it." So he wants to know, how did Pam know about Tatum and him meeting in New York? because he was like, "What happened? How did you run into her? How did you find this out?" She says, "Well, Tatum let it slip that she ran into you in New York, and I put the pieces together." She said, "But don't worry, I won't say anything to Danny." He said, "Well, after Danny, is makes a decision after she's given the offer, then then we might just tell her what the fuck happened, how that the offer happened." You know, he said, "Because I don't even want to be the one to make her turn it down." And she was like, "Oh, as it is, we're going to have our work cut out for us, convincing Danny to say yes." Just like it was hard for to convince his ass to say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Hey. She has so much on her plate with her mother's illness and finding out she carries the same BRCA gene. He was like, "Yeah, she does. Look, Danny does definitely need some positivity in her life. That's for sure. So you work on your end and I'll work on mine." He was like, "Okay." She says, "Well, make this happen." So they clinked glasses. So we're back with the romantic couple, Chelsea and Madison. So Chelsea must have had room service and gave the person the full tip and keep it all. We'll let you know when we're done, whatever. We'll see what they're talking about. I'm sure they're gonna talk about how much they're gonna miss each other, all the yummy, yummy, kissy, kissy. I love you stuff. The dress is interesting. I'm not gonna say I like it. It's just too much going on. It looks cute on her though. That is something a model body like Chelsea would wear. Other than that, let's keep moving. That's a pretty dress that Madison is wearing. It's like sheer right in the right spots. She's a gorgeous lady. So Chelsea was just trying to order meals that was like Danish inspired, but she was talking about, she said them words. I ain't gonna even try to pronounce them. She says, "I didn't think that having a plate of pork belly or calf liver would have been appropriate." Well, that's not what I had in mind. Not for a Valentine's thing. Anyway, and make sure that it's heart healthy. So yeah. They're just talking about ways of how they can make their long distance romance, very exciting, and we'll see. Because Chelsea gonna meet somebody else, honey. She gonna be bored. Because Madison's gonna be locked into doing that fellowship so much. She ain't gonna be thinking about she gonna miss Chelsea, but her focus for a whole year is gonna be focused on that fellowship. Okay, maybe I should just go and wait for my food someplace else. This is back at the Bird Cafe with Ashley and Derek, because she just looks uncomfortable around him. So he was like, "Look, Ashley, I know that our relationship is very intense, and I know it's my fault. Yes, it is, and it still is your fault. You are not over her. Go move the fuck on." "How can I fix it?" he says. She says, "Well, for starters, you can stop acting so damn weird around Grayson." He's like, Am I the only one that around here that sees it?" She says, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's something off with the guy." She says, "How convenient that you're the only one that's suspicious about the guy who that I'm dating." "Look, it has nothing to do with. Tell me this is your unbiased opinion, Derek, okay? Do you want me to admit that I'm jealous of the guy? Huh? Well, I am. But this isn't that," he says. She's like, "You're just making excuses." He says, "I was just as jealous of Andre, but I knew for some reason deep down inside that he was basically a good damn guy. But with Grayson, it's different. I'm telling you, that's the impaler. Michael Parms, baby. If you ain't said nothing else, you always correct me. You always do. This is evening time, so thank you, Michael, for correcting me about saying that Joan Collins had met the great, uh, you know, penthouse in the sky. She's still here and kicking. So I'm sorry about y'all. Definitely would correct me, and I love it though. I do love it. But yeah. If y'all haven't watched my last video, I did a reaction to an old soap opera throwback of Dynasty between Diane Carroll and Joan Collins. I know Diane Carroll is gone, but I just assumed that Joan Collins, because we haven't seen her. But that's how you're supposed to do it. Live your life in the damn spotlight. When you're young and vibrant and juicy and everything. Then we need to settle in your old money and your riches and stuff. Lay low, just lay low, baby. Retire in peace. Just like Tina Turner did the same thing. That's how you're supposed to do it. And so she's still here. Thank God for Joan Collins. So, so Ashley was like, "Well, what's your problem?" "It's hard to describe. He's slick. No. He's shady." She's like, "Oh, okay. It's like he's hiding something." "Okay," she says. "Tell me, you know that you're projecting, right? Right?" I mean, you're actually accusing somebody else from hiding something, honey, because you did that for me. Okay, all right, all right. Look, I know how it sounds, right? But I'm telling you, it's a bad idea to trust that guy. Derek, I can't. I can't. He says, look, Ash, look, I've always had good instincts about people. You know that. Look, if it's this hard for you to see me moving on, then maybe we should just keep our distance for now. So Danny comes back home to the little palace, and Pammy is still there. So she pretty much tells them that Isaiah turned them down. So Pammy was like, "Oh no, why? We're fabulous. You are fabulous, both of y'all. If nothing else, if Pammy don't wear nothing else, Pammy is gonna wear animal print. Do you hear me? She can wear her bangs and her animal print and leather, at least. Any model that has a brain cell would want to work with us. I don't understand." She said, "That's the problem, honey. He does not see himself as a model," Danny says. "He really does like the job he already had." Oh, which is? Well, it's a counselor at Banneker, which helps students to discover their true calling in life. Well, that's beautiful and fabulous. But for what? I mean, mid five figures, maybe. Girl, what's wrong with that? Although I want my six. I'm gonna get that shit too. Hopefully sooner than later. I'm gonna get my six. I've been trying to write stuff in the air and do everything and do this magic. I'm just kidding, y'all. Danny was like, I mean, it's what he wants, you know. It's like I feel sorry for them. That's the second guy who turned, well, third. You had Andre who turned them down. You had the waiter guy. He did like a real good little update on his Instagram when he had that little scene as the waiter. And now Isaiah. I feel so sorry for them. They need somebody that's a god that's gonna come up there and work for them. They can have fun. So Pammy says, "Well, all right. Well, that's a shame. Well, that's all right, because when one door closes, another extremely extractive one opens." "Do tell," Danny says. "Well, honey, I got a call today from Tatum Stewart." "Tatum Stewart," Danny says. Tatum is a hugely talented designer. Andre was like, "Oh yeah, I'm aware." Like he didn't know. One thing I really like about Tatum, Danny says, is that the best thing that she likes about her, she started out working for these big fashion houses, but then she branched out on her own, created her own label. And Andre was like, "Yeah, yeah, Pamela was just filling me in before you got home, right, Pam? Wink, wink." So she's looking for models, Danny says, and Pammy was like, "One in particular, you." Tatum wants Danny Dupree to be the face of her new line. Me? What? Girl, are you serious? Tatum has wildly targeted on a certain woman and of a certain income bracket, which means women of a certain vintage. That's right, honey, we vintage. They'll remember your earlier successes and be thrilled to see you coming back for your second act. Living life to the fullest, which is exactly the spirit Tatum wants to capture in her new design. The bold choices, the joie de vivre. And who better to represent that than you, Danny? Danny was like, right. This is like the last thing that I could have ever imagined. I gotta wrap my head around it. Of course, of course, of course. I'll leave the two of you to discuss. They do the mwah, mwah, double kiss. Love you, bye. Bye. So Pam leaves, and so Danny looks at her hubby and asks him, "What do you think?" He says, "I don't see how you can turn it down, Danny. I am going to be consulting with the landscape architect soon about the new house." We're back at the country club, honey. What damn Leslie talking to Eva about consulting the architect now about her house. Look, I said she done all this big spending, honey. That well is going to run dry. You know why? Because the money ain't funneling in there like it was a year ago. "So give me your input," she asked Eva. It was like, "Well, I don't think I would have much to contribute, considering I've never even had a yard." "And that is exactly why you should come, honey. Like we didn't have these things when you were growing up, okay, baby? But now we can, right? And there's a spot in the back where I want to put this meditation garden with a pergola, with the pergola. I'm sorry, pergola, pergola. Is that like a gazebo? Um, what? It's more like a freestanding wooden canopy thingy. Isn't that a gazebo?" Y'all, please correct me. Ain't that a lot of gazebo? Ain't that the same? I'm not gonna pull out ChatGPT. Isn't that the same as a gazebo and a pergola or whatever whatever how you pronounce it? The definition that she just gave isn't that a gazebo? That's what I want. That, and I want a fountain and statues of perfect male specimens that I can stare at while I'm finding my center. Girl, we eating chicken right now. Why you talking like that at the table? Mama, you don't even meditate. Mm-mm, baby, that's when you are wrong. Okay. I have been meditating a lot lately. On what? On how much money I have. You need to be meditating on how much money you can keep. Cha-ching. I mean, the garden can be the perfect place for you to have a wedding down the line. Girl, you talking about wedding. Girl, they ain't even dated 6 months yet. They just said that they were boyfriend and girlfriend yesterday. Mama, what? I'm not even comfortable calling Isaiah my boyfriend. It is way too early to be talking wedding. All right. Well, I will just work it out with the landscaper myself. And you don't have to even be involved, Miss Thing. That girl's gonna go into the hole. Cause she's already got this whole project with this clinic going. And she still got the shouse. Then they eat at the damn they eating out every day. She's buying all the shop. Girl, she gonna get real low real quick. You are so extra, mama. On that we agree. Ted comes in there, baby, and throws her nasty ass panties on the table. He says, I believe these belong to you. Now it's getting good. I was a little bored in the first half of the show. Don't know if y'all know. This video might have started out on a Saturday. It's Sunday at night. Now it's Super Bowl night. I want to get this finishing up. So yeah, it's the next day. That's how we do when you be contenting, baby. Content creators, honey, we stretch it, make it work. Oh my goodness. Did I leave those in your hotel room? Yeah. Right where Shanice ass could find them shits. Oh no, mama. You told him that y'all Ted and Eva are the most stupidest people. Y'all told her what was going on. And she says, oopsie. No. Ted. No. This is the country club. This is a classy place now. I understand that you wanted to talk with her, but you bring in her nasty panties and then throwing them right there on the table. Now, that's not classy. Then you just have a whole class talk with Eva or somebody about Leslie not too long ago. That ain't nothing cool about that, bro. I think you lost what little mind I've credited your ass with. While he's in there loud and talking, you can see, people in the restaurant just looking at him, making like a fool of himself. Because she's gonna keep herself calm. Leslie will when there's a crowd, she knows how to reel you in. There was a whole post on Beyond the Gates page on Facebook. I just happened to see it because I went out to an event, and it was about Leslie. And there's so many mixed reviews about her. They are loving how she's playing the character, but most people are hating how she's getting away with so much devious deeds. She's playing the fuck out of this role now. We all can give her that. Let me Trisha. I'm going Carla. Who the fuck is Carla? Trisha Nan Grant is playing the fuck out of this role. But I think that with the climate that we're in, I think that if we were not in this particular like real life, real world climate, I think it would read a lot better. Because a lot of people are tired of dirty ass people getting away with shit and then right in our face, and there's nothing we can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us, no matter what type of party you party with, all of us are dealing with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why a lot of people are just really so dead set against her, because there have been some really evil characters on these soap operas. Leslie ain't the worst. Y'all was telling me about the girl on Bold and the Beautiful, Luna. Is that her name? Every story has to have an evil person. So she's playing it, but I think that the climate that we're in now, I think that people have become tired and exhausted, and they want her to pay for what she's done. And we are literally living in sometimes I'd be like, Lord, are we living like in a Marvel storybook right now? Because that's what it feels like. I'm thinking somebody's gonna fly in the sky and just save the world. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it is. People are just like tired of seeing people play in our face and get away with so much shit, which is the reason why a lot of them are really pissed about the characters, not the actors, because she's doing a fucking great job. But as far as the way that the writers are, I was happy with how they were writing her at one point. Now that she's back into this Teddy, Winnie, Teddy. It just gets on my nerves because she seems so weak when she's connected with Marcel. She's powerful. When she was talking about the clinic, I love that. It was a power meeting of the power meeting energy with Joey. I love that. I really did. I really did love it. But when she's trying to destroy Ted because he doesn't want her, that makes her look like a fucking weakling. And I don't like that part. She's gonna get what she's gonna get for pretending to be a nurse that time, trying to kill Laura more than once. And they're gonna find out that her ass killed Alan too, because he wasn't Ted. But there's a whole wonderful article. I might try to post it here at least. And there's so many, it's like over 830 people who commented on it, on that post. I can't do it. But it's on Facebook. If you follow the Beyond the Gates group, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that people are just tired of seeing people get away with shit and they're playing in our face and nobody's doing nothing about it. All right, back to the show. Yeah, it says the follows. I understand Leslie's role on the show. She was created to be a villain, to stir chaos and disrupt lives. I get that, and I'm not against it. What I'm questioning is the lack of consequences. Since the show started, she hasn't truly felt the weight of anything she's done. And for those saying that she needs to go to jail, let's be real, that's not happening. This is a soap, and her character is needed, but needed, quote unquote, doesn't mean untouchable. There still has to be balance. When one character keeps wreaking havoc, laughing it off, and walking away unscathed, it stops feeling realistic and starts getting stale. We need to see resistance. We need to see a real tug of war. Villains are necessary, but accountability is too. Right now, Leslie is getting away with way too much, and that's on the writing, not the character. And that particular article got up over almost 2,000 likes, and people have had their say. I can't remember. I put a like on somebody's post. There's so many likes and shit on here, I don't remember. But most people on here agree that she does need to be um dealt with. Something like, I think this is a person that I agree with. I find her to be very one note. Her reactions are deranged. She just laughs off everything. And I told y'all that. I said I don't like her smiles. Everything is like a smile. So, and that person says, I beg the writers to keep her interesting. And they did. They did. They did. But it's just, it's just I don't know. I think, like I said, it has a lot to do with a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with in the real world, and I think that people want people to be held accountable for when they do wrong things. And unfortunately, we're going through some shit that's not happening. So all right, I'm definitely going to go back to the show. All right. He said, "What the fuck do you think that this stupid stunt would have accomplished, huh?" This is what Ted is. Oh, please. Oh, Ted, please take it easy, all right? Maybe you should prescribe yourself something. Okay, well, better yet, she put her fork down. Why don't you join me in taking some deep breaths? Because she wanted him there tonight anyway. So he came, he showed up just like how she wanted him to. Remember, she tried to get Eva to call him to join them for dinner, and she said no, he had plans. Stupid! Excuse me for screaming. But this silly side, it gets on my nerves because she gets away with so much, and it's getting exhausting. Now she's great now. I'm not debating on her acting abilities because the heifer's on the show. I'm not. But this right here is just so silly. It's so silly. Ah, die. I'm so sorry. I could just kick myself for saying anything about Shanice to her. Yeah, you should. Stand in line because we all gonna kick your ass. For real. He looks at her, and of course, Dana, it's not your responsibility, baby girl. This is all on her. It is. She helps her. She feeds the beast. Eva feeds the beast. That's exactly because you know why? She ain't got no friends. She tells her mother everything. She ain't got no friends. None. That's why her mother, you keep feeding her. He says, I've been making a sincere effort at a friendship with your ass for our daughter's sake. And this is how you show me how you appreciate this shit by trying to fuck up my relationship. Don't tell me that Nurse Ratchet is upset about my little jokey. Oh, you love that, wouldn't you, bitch? She wasn't, though. Just baffled about how long it's going to take for you to get the fucking message. Yeah, because you fucked up his marriage. Now you're trying to fuck up this. And she's able to go fuck Marcel. And nobody, it's like, okay, she don't want him to be happy, but she want to be able to come and go she pleases with Marcel. It's like that part. I don't like this, y'all. I don't like it. I don't this Friday episode. I could have skipped this shit, but I'm not. But I'm just getting mad. I had a good time. Went out and celebrated my friend. They had an Afrocentric event. It was a fashion show. It was beautiful. Knew a few people there. Met some new people. Bought me a Mary Kay bag, full of goodies basket. I came home feeling good. So I could finish this, I can watch that damn Super Bowl, and we going through this stomach wrenching shit with her. He told me, so maybe I can spell it out for you, her. I'm not interested in you. That bitch don't hear that. I'm not gonna go through all that shit. And she looking at him, just smiling, chewing her food, like she don't understand a word he's saying. It's crazy bitch. You got it? This, us, is never gonna happen. She just sipping her martini, smiling away. Just smiling. Don't hear a word he fucking says. He says, "Stay the hell out of my room." No, you need to get the hell out of your room. That's what you need to do. And you move. You better tell Eva. She better not fucking tell her where you damn live. Don't tell her where you live. Dan, maybe lower the volume. What happened to you, Teddy Bear? Did he ask her to not call him Teddy Bear? What happened to you, Teddy Bear? What happened to your sense of humor? I mean, now you're just this regular sad sack. Now you know when he always embarrasses her, she comes back and she gut punches him like with her words, really bad. But then for some reason, give her a couple days, she's like back at it. She's like, "Oh, he's fine. My Teddy will be back." It's like she gonna light into him really good on here. But give her 2 or 3 days, she gonna be right back at in his doorstep. Hopefully his ass done moved out by then. And we used to laugh together, just about anything. And we talked about everything under the sun. Girl, that was 30 years ago. Shit. But look at you now. Why so serious? You're liable to have a stroke. He said, there ain't nothing funny about you, Dana. All you is a pain in my fucking ass. And she said, "Mwah," and just kept right on eating. She don't hear that. It's like she's so delusional. She don't hear that. You've done fucked up his whole marriage. And you really thought, like Shanice told her, you thought that as soon as you fucked up his marriage, that he was gonna come to you and he didn't. So you still mad about that? She's a villain, but I don't like how I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, move her out the way and bring Grayson. Come on, let Grayson show his face so we can see the real villain because she's looking more desperate to me than villain. Okay, enough about that bitch. We are at the Bird Cafe and we see Shanice um there and she sees Derek. She says, that stuff will kill you, I guess, whatever food he's eating. Though the macaroni and cheese. Oh, here he go, his sad, dopey ass again. The risk you take when you eating your feelings. She says, got to drown them in macaroni and cheese, huh? I said macaroni, honey. Melted cheese, huh? She says, I might have to get myself some of that too. He was like, whoa, so I'm not the only one having a bad night? Did Ted screw up? She said, honey, I don't want to get into it. You know how I feel about wallowing. He says, I did wallowing. Now I'm pondering. That's a whole nother category. Oh, well, share the ponder, she says. Well, how much do you know about this guy, Grayson? So we finally see Grayson. We haven't seen him the whole show. He's a cutie pie. So we're at Ashley's house. Ashley look cute with her little lace top and her cowgirl boots and blue jeans, black. Yeah. So he was like, so what is your most used emoji? Grayson said. So she didn't answer him. He was like, Ashley, Derek and I used to take these quizzes all the time, thinking they would confirm if we were right for each other. They always did, she says. So he was like, well, they were wrong. She said, well, ask safe questions, get safe answers. He says, well, what do you want to ask me? Tell me something true, she said. So he looked down. She said, you can't do that, huh? He says, sometimes it hurts to remember how I was when I was a kid. So open and honest, he says. He used to tell people when he grew up that he wanted to be a pharmacist because that's what he thought. That's what he thought you call it when you work on a farm. How cute. She was like, well, that's adorable. Nobody ever corrected you? He said, no. He said, they actually took me at my word. They sent him to a bunch of science camps and now he works in a lab. So she says, do you ever still wish that you were a farmer? He says, sometimes. He looked up real slowly. Oh, that's so sexy. He says, do you ever wish that you were still with Derek? Hell no. She don't want to be with him. She feels sorry for him. Don't nobody want to be in no relationship with nobody that you have pity on. No. Right. She says, you want me to tell you the truth? No. Hell no. Uh-oh. He says, truth. I'm not always a good guy. All right now. She says, and I'm so damn sick of being a good girl. Seems like we're a perfect fit. Sound like her and Nicole are on the same street, doesn't it? Back at the hotel room with the girls, Chelsea and Madison. So they finished their food, and Chelsea trying to talk all hip, honey, talking about, girl, that food slapped, like for real, for real. That's how we say. And so Chelsea's like, oh my God, look at you talking all Gen Z like. So Madison was like, I thought you might like that. So they started laughing. So we'll see what they're talking about. Probably nothing much, We'll see. So Chelsea is just testing all these new Danish phrases that she's been learning. No, she's not moving with her to Denmark, but she will be coming to visit. So she wants to be able to learn the new phrases so she can move about town. So Madison is impressed. So yeah. Oh my God. So there was this phrase that Chelsea said, but of course we didn't know it. So Madison pulled it up on her translation app on her phone, and Chelsea is actually asking her to marry her. Now, do you mean it, girl, this time? She did. She has a ring, honey. I did see little blurbs of that people said, are they getting married? Or, stuff like that. I did see that. I think that's a good move for Chelsea, possibly. I still think that I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, she's not being emotional about it. But yeah, I forgot to say earlier that we was at Ashley's box, so we're back at her box. And her Grayson baby, she taking off her shirt. Now, one thing about this character, she does not mind showing her bra. One thing about, I'm gonna say her real name, Teacher Jazz, Jen Jacobs, she does not mind showing her bra. She will show that shit in a heartbeat. So yeah, they're kissing and necking and yeah. So he kept getting all these text messages, bidik, bidik, bidik. And by the time he checked his phone, he said, damn, I gotta go. She's like, wait, what the fuck's going on? So he said he can't get into it right now, but he goes back and kisses her and thanks her for everything. So she's looking like, what the fuck? I mean, we had no problem before, but now he goes right. So she's going back into her mind about all this damn shit that Derek was telling her. Everything is echoing. She's slick. He's shady, 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 shady. He's hiding something, something, something. And she just sitting there on her bed like that nigga. I'm sorry, that motherfucker, Derek. He might be true. So we're back at the bird cafe. So Shanice wants to know. I mean, like, why the fuck you ask me about Grayson? I mean, he just rubs me the wrong way. There's just something about him. I mean, he seems evasive, like slick in a bad way. She was like, well, I don't know, Derek. Maybe Grayson seems a little uncomfortable, chatting it up with Ashley's grouch ex. He just thinks, well, like how Ashley thinks that I'm jealous and I'm biased and looking for something to be wrong with the guy. She was like, maybe, honey, maybe your time and energy would be better spent on your own love life. So she says, I'm rooting for you. He says, I am too. He says, and Ted better get his shit together too. Damn it! This is Eva showing up at Uptown running into Isaiah. He was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? What's going on with you? We have to reset the clock. Which clock? Days. Since my mom wanted to do something insane. Girl, she been like that before you was born. Look, we back at zero and you wonder why I have trust issues? He's like, look, I just had a meeting with Danny, turning her ass down, and you just coming up in here mad as she. So he said, like, wait, you want to back up and tell me what the fuck going on? Brace yourself. I mean, see, my dad is dating someone new and my mom isn't handling it well. What's so odd about that? She snuck into his hotel room and planted a pair of panties in there to try to make the other woman believe that her and my dad are doing it behind her back. He was like, that's not funny. He was like, yeah, but it could be so much more worse. He was like, well, I was thinking that you was gonna say that she put like some itching powder or bed bugs in the sheets or something. That is not a comforting thought, since it's probably what the fuck that she'll be doing next. Well, now that you know I come from crazy, you're probably wondering what the hell you've gotten yourself into. Back with the girls at the hotel, Chelsea and Madison. Is beautiful. The ring is stunning. She was like, it's okay. You don't have to answer in Danish. Um, and so Madison's like, oh my God, Chelsea, the ring is stunning. But didn't we agree that it's way too early in the relationship for this, right? We agreed that it was not okay to blurt out a proposal in the state of panic. But that's not what this is. I'm asking you to marry me after lots of careful consideration because I am so excited for our future. And I know that we can get through anything, even through you turning me down if that comes to that. So Madison tells her, that she's the happiest with her always, and they've gone through a lot of ups and downs, and but right now there's so many things that are up in the air for them. So we're back at Uptown, and Isaiah asks Eva, "You don't think that I'm going to be scared off by your mom, do you?" I know that there have been people who have advised you to stay away from the both of us, and I know that it hasn't been just Kat either. You said, well, those same people are probably telling you to cut ties with her or testify against her. I could never do that. He's like, why not? Because she raised me and she took good care of me most of the time. And even though she stresses me out, I never want her to feel like she doesn't have anybody to turn to. He says, I have friendships like that. People that my family would not want me around, aka Joy Armstrong. He said, but you know what? Hell, they looked out for me when I needed it the most, so I would never turn my back on them. And I would never ask you to do that to your mom if that's what you were thinking. Isaiah, you just don't know how much that means to me. But I don't think you get just how wild she can be. Mama can really go off the rails sometimes. Like when we moved here, I was all about her stories. I mean, who else did I have? So I stood by her. But once I met my dad, I slowly realized how sucked in I got. And now I can see how deep her crazy is. He said, well, and that's something that you always had to deal with when you was on your own, right? She says, yeah. He says, guess what? You ain't got to deal with that shit no more by yourself. Good, because she need a friend. She don't need to be telling her mama nothing else. So he's all in 100%. So we're back at the little palace with Andre and his wife. I love that pantsuit that bitch got on. God, that thing is nice. Andre is questioning Danny. He's like, I guess the magic question is, now that you're going to be the new face of her line, how do you feel about Tatum's work? She is talented. I mean, of course, I haven't seen anything from the new line. Judging from her past work, it'll be fabulous. She's, well, styles, just like Pamela said. It's bold, it's fun loving. She never plays it safe. He says it sounds like somebody else I know, right? There's no wonder why she wants to use you as her muse. I am honored that Tatum wants me. And Andre was like, but, and she's going to be talking about her mom. She says, I just don't know about the timing. I don't want my parents and Nicole to think that I'm bailing out on them in a crisis. So he said, I'm going to stop your ass right there. I'm sure that they'll all be excited that you're reviving your career after all those years of taking a backseat to Bill. He was like, and besides, Tatum wants you. Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. He forgot. Well, that's what Pamela told me. And he says that means that you could probably negotiate, damn, for some accommodation to keep your ass closer to home whenever possible. I'm sure, because if a person wants you, they're going to try to make everything happen for you. They're going to work with you. Don't talk too much, Andre, because she might back off. Let her get her John Hancock on that damn contract. She was seeing through all the bullshit. She was like, "Why are you so eager to make this happen, honey?" He was like, "Because I, like damn Porky Pig, a blee, a blee, a blee." I still feel bad that you gave up the Forrester's creation shoot for my sake. So that's why he went up there to New York to meet with Tatum. Talking, he just bumped into her in the street. Now you met with her so that you can give Danny this thing because you want to make up for what happened. That makes sense. Danny says he shouldn't feel bad about that. He says, but it felt like an opportunity of a lifetime, boo. And now you have another one. So whatever I have to do to make this easier, boo, that's what the fuck I'll do. You have no idea how grateful I am to have a husband who is as supportive as you. She said, "You're the best." He says, "I'm going to remind you of that. Remind you of that later, all right?" So they gave each other a sweet hug. So we're back with the girls at the hotel, Chelsea and Madison. You keep talking about the things that are up in the air. What in the fuck are we talking about? So Madison's like, "Girl, our relationship is finna be long distance, and we just don't know how that's gonna work out. We don't know how, but we will know it. I think what we don't know how, but we know it will. Yeah, that's what it says on the screen." So Chelsea just proves she's like, "Look, we know how to work through our problems. We don't go through our relationship pretending that we don't have a problem until it blows up like my parents did. So we can work through that. We know how to talk through it. We really do know how to work through it. So I know that this is all is happening really fast, but I could look for the next 50 years, and I know I will never find a better partner that I would want to do life with." Oh, Madison says she feel the same way. I feel the same way too, honey. Ain't nobody like my sir. Nobody. I've done it. I've compared, and that baby, yeah, he to me, and I'm sure y'all got y'all partners that y'all would 50 years, yes. Some still waiting, some still got theirs, some still, yeah. But yeah, I can truly relate. So she says, "And I know that you're a planner. I know that's what you do. But for this one time, can we do things my way and just be wild and spontaneous?" And Madison was like, "Hey, girl, give me some credit. It wouldn't be the first time," she says. So she pulls out a fortune cookie little paper that they had, and on it says, "Go for it." Yeah, go for it. So it's from the fortune cookie that they had on from their first date. And you have to admit, I did, Madison says. And so Chelsea was like, "Well, girl, are you sorry that you did?" And Madison just shook that head, "Girl, that's right. You ain't sorry." So she asked her, "Madison Montgomery, will you marry me?" And Madison says yes. So they gave each other a kiss on the lips compared to Ted and Shanice. And they're happy. I think that this one was sincere, wasn't fear. I think Chelsea did have to think long and hard about it. Cool. And that was the end of episode number 26, season 2 of Beyond the Gates. So let's see what's happening on next week's show. So we open up at we have an excerpt from at Danny's house with a cute little royal blue robe on, and Pammy is there telling her we're about to host a very special guest. Ooh. So we are now at the country club, and Chelsea tells Bill that her and Madison are engaged because they worked everything out. Okay. So, so, so next scene we see Jacob and Smitty talking, and he says, "How far are you going on with this?" So didn't I tell y'all that Jacob was going to have to change? So Jacob got an earring in his fucking ear, got a ball cap on. So he talking like he hood, like, "You got a cell phone on you?" Hell no, I ain't got no cell phone. So we can't do no whispers no more. As long as Jacob is undercover, we're gonna be using that, maybe that hard whisper like that. Like that. We're gonna do it like that. Where I gotta fucking go and where I gotta fucking see. Jacob looked kind of sassy with that hat on. Far enough to prove myself. That's what he tells Smitty. Then the next scene, I think that was that Lynette slapped the shit out of Haley. "You crazy bitch," Haley says. Maybe that's what she told her to do. I feel like Lynette told Haley to do that. Why would Lynette tell her? Child, we'll find out next week. Um, and so Andre, I guess he's telling Bill that he needs to divorce himself from Danny's front door. So I ain't leaving from here till I speak to her first. And so Andre's like, listen, motherfucker, you can hear Danny in the background. Andre, please. It's gonna be so crazy next week, and I'm gonna love it. All right, let me get this together. Again, this will be a one picture video because I need to get this in. I'm trying to do as much content as I can this month since it's such a short month, and I would still like to make the amount of money that I normally make. So, but of course, I do it because it's a good time. But now that I'm monetized, I want to make the most out of it. And I will be going live some point this month. Yeah, like I said, it might be on the 22nd or maybe on well, it might be on a Saturday. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be, it'll be this month for sure because I think the 25th was a straight year since I've been doing this show, and I want to celebrate it. Um, yeah, either I might do it on. I might do Friday the 27th because I would have gone to the New Edition concert on the 26th, so I might do it on the 27th. So the 27th is on a Friday, is when I probably will go live, or maybe Saturday the 28th. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, y'all. Love y'all, and see y'all in the next video. Bye.